Okay, so I have to talk about this because I think this is what this is what I fear. So this Eminem and the game beef that allegedly started because of the Black Slim Shady, or at some point the game thought he was better than Eminem lyrically or just overall. Like, and I think at some point we have to kind of stop with the way we look at rap, especially in the States. You kind of have to look at rap kind of differently. You can't really base it off of. It's a weird thing. So I know I'm going to come back to this conversation because I talked about it in another episode. I'm not going to talk about it as much, but I do want to. I kind of want to talk about this in kind of a shorter episode where I'm kind of just talking. So basically, we're gonna talk about the game and Eminem, and I think that's kind of a weird thing for me to talk about, right? Because they've had this beef, and the game said that 50 shouldn't respond, and then I think it's West Side. Is it West Side Boogie? Okay, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but this is the problem with rap beef. So people, especially at one point, rap beef, you can say whatever you wanted. It could include people's wives, children. Well, children seem to be off limits, but recently we can argue that. But people's children's wives and families used to get involved in these rap beefs, where the rapper will go dig up information on the person that they're dissing, and to some point people will go, well, that's the point of rap culture. You're supposed to be hungry. You're supposed to want it. You're supposed to be able to want to put anybody down that comes in your place, right? Okay, that's fine. Do it any way you want to, and I think there's different ways you can destroy somebody in a rap beef. If it's lyrical, if it's just simple rhyme scheme, if it's context, like Pusha T and Drake's son, right? Like, there's ways to do this and still be kind of a bit respectful, and I don't know. So I listened back to that diss track, and I worried because I was watching some interviews, and the interviews kind of brought up more concern. People were like, I'm gonna stand beside the guy, the person that they're friends with. Now, I can't correct you if you have different beliefs. As Rostafana said, I cannot correct you if you have different beliefs. I cannot correct you on it. But if I think you're right, I'm gonna agree with you. If I think you're right, then I'm gonna back you. And a lot of people said the same thing. It's a weird thing. So, if we're gonna bring up rap beefs, and a lot of people are like, well, I will back, or I would join this rap beef just if it's plain rap beef. Sometimes rap beef goes beyond that. We've seen that with Pac and Biggie, where shooting got involved, and that's never good in hip hop. I think losing people, especially young. I don't know if we can keep doing that. I think that's because I think it was Dolph. It's definitely X. Right, no matter if they're rap beefs or not, at some point they said something that somebody hated, and it was handled, in a shootout. And a lot of people think rap beefs are just rap beefs, and I don't know. I can't say with a good conscience that this rap beef between Eminem and the game might not go just only rap beef. And I think people being like, okay, well, if it's just that rap beef part of it, I'll join it. And I think that worries me, because if people were the game over the years, I think overall, I think if you become an artist or a rapper or a singer, mostly rappers, if you become a rapper, you're gonna piss a lot of people off to come to at some point reach that top that you want to reach, right? And I think that comes with thinking you are the best. There are a lot of rappers that think they are the best. We've listened to it in his time, but if you listen to his music, you can say, okay, well, Unturned BT glides to Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Drake. I think over time, Lil Kim, Remy Ma. I think over time you'll see what I'm talking about. People claiming they're the best rapper. Method Man, Black Thought, Redman. I think overall, if we look throughout history of rappers claiming they're the best, it's happened before. You get that mentality. That's the mentality you should have of I'm always the best, or I'm gonna try to be the best, right? This is my problem, and I think this is where we're only gonna have rappers. If rappers are gonna join rap beefs or hip hop beefs only with the lyrical part, I worry because the Game and Eminem, they don't really have the same enemies in a sense. I think that would be my only concern, right? So I think the Game, depending on who you ask, has had beef with McMill. It's a lot of people. McMill, 50 Cent. Right, it's a lot of people. I seriously believe it's a lot of people he's had beef with, and I don't know. I don't know if he thinks I don't think he knows if he's good enough to go against that, because Boogie said he would join Eminem if they did it. Dre is somebody that I think if you attack Dre, enough people that support Dre, it's very hard to get off that rock, because Dr. Dre has a lot of respect for people, right? So let's just say we go Snoop. You put yourself in a dangerous territory, right? Like if you go after Timberland, you have a very dicey competition, right? You have a very hard competition with the rap beefs, and especially if you go after producers, but also very rappers, right? Like I don't think it would happen, but if Eminem, Kanye, Lil Wayne got on the track to diss somebody, I think that would end that person's career. Now, how powerful will it be? I'm not sure. How will it be heard throughout time? I'm not sure. But in that moment, it could do amazing numbers, right? Like you have to think of these collaborations of who they're friends with, and I think that would worry me as a hip hop artist. If I was to diss, for example, the Game, I have McMill, Eminem, 50 Cent, Dr. Dre. I think if Dr. Dre asked anybody to be on a beat, on an old 808 beat, I think he could get anybody. That's how I feel about that, right? But I also feel if you go after Swiss, go Timberland, there are plenty of people that will go defend them, right? There will be plenty of rappers that go defend them. Mary J. Blige. That's what I'm saying. I think there are too many rappers. Like if you went after Kanye, you would have a few rappers backing Kanye no matter what. Like Drake, when Drake got Lil Wayne and Nicki, I think that's what I worry. Or when Pusha T got Kanye West, I think that artist might not be a violent artist, and that's fair, and I think that's fine. But I do wonder: do you take in competition? Do you mind that whoever you're going against and whoever they're close with, if they have connections or ties, or feel disrespected, or they feel like their friends are disrespected? Doesn't happen all the time. Some rappers stand on their own and handle it their own way, right? I think not all rappers are going to handle it. I think, and so whoever they're connected to, if they hop on a song, can you handle it? And I'm not sure if many rappers can, and then because that could turn violent very bad. We've seen it with X, we've seen it with Young Dolph, we've seen it with Tupac, we've seen it with Biggie. Right, we've seen it where too many rappers. I think MF Doom might have been a reason, or I think that might have been natural causes. But I think what I'm saying is rappers, especially, they don't seem to live long. right? They don't seem to live very long compared to singers. They don't tend to last long, or people that live with some artists, producers. They don't seem to live longer than many of the songs that they put out. So what if rappers just decide, okay, we're not going to do anything physical, but we'll make songs about it? What if they turn physical, or they catch that person, someone they're not comfortable with, and one person is more violent than the other, and it approaches that way? And I think we have to worry about that kind of people just hopping in rap beef songs and not, oh, I'm gonna handle any situation you go through with this rap beef. I'm full rap beef. And that, I don't know, for some reason that does worry me, because I'm not sure if that's a safe environment for rappers, but I don't know if that will let rappers live longer, because I don't think it will, but anything is possible. We've seen it before, so it's just up in the air for me. I don't know. I'm kind of split on how I feel about that. But overall, how do you feel about artists just getting in rap beefs for the music, or rap beefs the whole situation? I think that's where I kind of end up. But I don't know if losing another artist to a rap beef is something hip hop can take, because most of the singers died of natural causes, skin conditions, or their own choice. Artists and rappers don't seem like they are taking that chance out. They're just, hey, we're gonna go out on a rap beef, and if that turns into violence, then we will see. But I'm not sure if that's a good. I'm not sure if that's for the culture, if that's for hip hop, or is it because of ego? I'm not really sure, and I worry that it becomes an ego thing, and then somebody decides to get violence because their ego is attacked. And then we say, RIP to two rappers this could have been prevented if somebody had stepped in, or if one person stepped out of it and let the person handle it or ignore it. Like, I don't know. I find this a weird stance to take, but I don't know. I don't know. But hip hop always changing. If that's a good idea, I'm not sure. Well, I really enjoyed this episode. I know it seems like I'm rambling, but I do worry, where do we see rap beefs in the next couple of years?